I'm Steph with Tattoo TV. What's your name?
Nate Beavers.
And what shop do you work for?
Epoch Tattoo in Houston, Texas.
Okay, is this the only shop that you guys have?
It's a private shop. It's just me. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I work by appointment only. I decided to open it because I was tired of mainstream shops. I wanted to do something different, so I'm doing what I want to do, you know.
Well, how long have you been tattooing?
15 years.
15? How old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
38.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You don't look it. You know you're not. You don't look it, though. Did you do an apprenticeship or did you self-teach?
When I started, I kind of did an apprenticeship, but I did it in a different way than most people have. My brother fronted the money to open a shop, hired some guys. I worked the counter while watching the guys tattoo, so it was kind of like an apprenticeship. But my brother got paid while I apprenticed, you know what I'm saying? So that was different for the time period. Yeah, so after a year of doing that, I picked it up and started tattooing friends and family until I got the hang of it. A year later, opened a bigger shop and just went from there, you know, pretty much.
Well, what's your main element, your main inspiration for your art, the art that you do?
Inspiration as far as?
For the art, the tattoos, the art that you do. I mean, what you draw and what you tattoo, they could be completely different. I don't know. But, I mean, as far as what I've seen, you said something about, you know, the way you grew up and you were a troubled youth. Yeah. And that could have been something that inspired your work. So
I'm sure past experiences inspired the things that I do now. Definitely tattooing is a release for me in a certain level. It's become almost therapy. You know, it's therapeutic when I get into tattooing a piece. You know, I lose thought of everything else that's going on, like all my problems are gone. And that kind of replaced what normally would have been a drug or alcohol or something for me back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like tattooing has become that and filled the void. So I don't really have the need for any substances anymore, you know?
Well, that's good. And I also noticed that you said you were into conspiracy theory and prophecy and things like that. Do you think that is incorporated into your work somehow?
I think a lot of times I might throw things in there that are inspired by stuff that I like. I just like reading about crazy conspiracy theory stuff because even though some of it's completely off the wall, some of it seems like a valid, like they make valid points, you know what I'm saying, to where I'm like, huh, is that real? Or unless you're dealing with like shape-shifting reptilians, you know. Well,
that you'll never know. So how do you feel about the Dallas Convention so far? It's almost the end of the night, but.
Nah, I like it. It's been a good turnout. You know, I can't complain about the performance I've had. I've done awesome stuff here. I would definitely come back. Yeah, it's been a cool experience. I mean, there's minor things that I think could be a little bit better as far as like hotel and stuff, like the quality of that. But I mean, that's any hotel that you're gonna be at.
Is there something that you've tattooed that is most memorable to you?
While being here?
No, while tattooing in general.
Oh, in general, like the most memorable tattoo is a severed geisha arm that I did as a collaboration with a friend of mine named Dominic Holmes from Big Brain in Omaha. And it's just because there was no envelope on that and we tried to push it. There was like, we got to do whatever we wanted, so we were like, we need to do the craziest thing possible, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the arm's severed, you know, it's halfway turning back into a human woman's arm, but the fingers are turning into pieces of sushi that are floating away, you know, and just, it's just crazy, you know, I like it.
Do you think there's anything that, you know, somebody might bring up to you that you wouldn't necessarily tattoo on them based on personal choice?
For me, there's always, because of my religious beliefs and stuff, like I just don't do like straight up satanic stuff. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? But because I'm not, like, if I'm not into that, I'm just not the guy to do your tattoo, you know what I'm saying? So, not that I don't judge anybody for what they believe, because I don't want them judging me, because, you know, I got my beliefs, they got theirs.
Well, there's somebody for everything.
Yeah. I don't like when people try to like make fun of something that means a lot to somebody else, because they just don't have that right. I don't do it in the flip side, so you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely understand that. And with that, do you think that maybe, you know, the tattoo industry is always changing, and you've been in it for 10 or 15, and over the past 10 years, what are the major differences that you've seen, and would you change anything if you could?
I think it's become way more mainstream and acceptable nowadays. The thing that I would change is I would put stricter rules on who could just pop open a shop, because there's too many of them now. The market's saturated. All of the amount of profit that was made by a lot of the shops that were there from the get-go, you know, are dwindling, and they're getting shut out, you know, because people are cutthroating them and everything else. And I mean, I understand if somebody's better and they put more into it, and maybe that elevating and taking over something that was around originally. But to go in and price gouge and do that, you know, to be the Walmart of tattoo shops, man, I hate that.
So somebody brought up something earlier about it being, I guess, more accessible for kids ages under 18 to buy kits offline and just tattoo from home. I mean, that's kind of, I think, becoming more of an issue. What do you feel about that?
That's shame on the people selling them the equipment, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so
bad on them.
That's pretty much a change.
They're going to cause something to happen that nobody wants to happen in the industry, which is government control. Like, I'm definitely anti that, because they got enough control of other shit, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, it was awesome talking with you. Can you say a sentence with Tattoo TV?
Everything's better with Tattoo TV.